Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 68.
68 de Mario. It's me.
Hey, it's Mario. It's a Pentagon time.
I did my best.
I think we should have a little music since it's Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. So, everybody. So there is no row. So we had to go into our bag of tricks and find a friend. And we did. Big Kane fan, PGA Pro, Mr. Andrew Novak, everybody.
Yo!
Thank you, Novak.
What's up?
Novak.
How's everybody doing?
Yes.
Glad to be here.
God,
Glad to be on.
looks like he's named Tiger.
That's
What do
right.
you got back there?
It's a
Tiger.
podcast,
Tiger
so
goat.
I'm
Look at
pointing, and nobody can see what I'm pointing at.
Oh yeah,
but-
well they'll watch
Oh,
on
yeah.
they'll watch
yeah,
on the tube.
yeah. There we go. I've got a tiger goat poster
Hell yeah.
behind me. So.
I mean,
Beautiful.
yeah.
it's fantastic.
I've never seen that actually before. I've never seen it before.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Never
One
seen
of
that.
these?
I've never seen that
It's-
picture before.
It's got
Yeah.
the kind of the Augusta National
The Augusta, yeah,
colors,
I love it.
colorway,
Yeah.
and it's.
Yeah.
I think that was a Christmas present a couple years ago. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
absolutely. Well, we thank you for stepping in for Ro, who had when you're a coach of teams, schedules get changed, and so we appreciate you being able to step in and talk some Canes with us.
Look, I got low expectations here, but I'm gonna do my best to pull a little bit of weight here.
I don't know. I'm here to talk golf. I don't know who tuned in to talk Canes football.
Well, there's not a lot of Canes to talk about.
So
but
this
there's a
is
little
my
bit.
this
We'll
is
run
my
down
off
that.
week. I'm
you
gonna
know.
talk.
That's right.
But,
That's right. He's
we
he's
can
off.
do some golf.
He's
but
off. Yeah.
I did
We're
want to
not
mention.
trying to put the whole. We're not trying to put the whole listen base to sleep talking golf here.
What are you talking about? They love when I talk golf.
I got golf audio.
You do?
That would,
Oh, yeah?
that
You-
would be
you
playing.
got
Oh
a-
yeah, I got
you got a little golf
audio
clap on there?
DOD. I got DOD audio. I got DOD audio.
Do you watch him?
Oh, I love him.
Do you
Do you watch him,
Novak?
Novak? DOD?
DOD.
The driver off the
Yeah.
deck king. You don't
No.
watch him. You don't watch him on
On IG?
No,
I
not
have
IG.
no
on,
idea what you're
TikTok.
talking about.
What?
Well, on IG, he's got. Oh, I watch him on
Oh,
IG. He's got
I don't
100,000
think
on IG.
TikTok.
You don't have to. What do you mean? You don't?
But I don't have TikTok.
Maybe it
that's
is
what I mean.
IG. No, it's TikTok that I see him on, but he's on IG. You don't watch him, bro?
I don't have TikTok. No.
Well,
I don't
he's
watch
on
it.
IG. He did.
You have
Toast just told
Instagram?
you that he's on Instagram.
No, driver off the deck. Was he just hit drivers off the deck?
That's all he does.
All right. I mean, cool.
But he's got a
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that can do that. So.
Well, he's got a swagger and talk that
Okay.
Canes fans can appreciate.
It's
But
pretty
he
funny,
is, and
dude.
he's a little teeny
he's got
guy.
he's got his long driver. He's got his 3-wood driver. He's got his chipping driver.
I gotta play his audio.
Bro, he is hysterical.
So here we go. This is
He's
him.
awesome.
Everybody's been asking me why I don't use tees, why I only hit driver off the deck. Guys, they call me the DOD king for a reason. But more importantly, there is nothing more gangster than in the first tee of a tournament, throwing the ball on the ground in front of everybody and going to hit the most boss shot in the game. All right? I'm trying to put y'all on, man.
That's good
Crazy
content.
good.
Bro, it's-
Guys, I'm trying to put y'all on. I'm spitting free game for you. Just know you will never be as good as the king.
He is so entertaining, and I gotta tell you, I'm guessing that every one of they're not more than one take. Like he laces every one of them, dude. It's fun to watch.
Hey man,
It is. It's fun.
When Rad gets the golf team going, we'll see if he's got some eligibility left and go out and offer.
It's a trip. It's a trip. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
He's fun. It is.
They used to have one.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Before I think after Title IX dropped, I think the golf team got cut.
Brutal.
Gotcha.
Brutal. Do we have any Canes news?
That's common with small schools.
Is it?
We do.
That's common?
We talking Wofford?
With small schools, because you got to match up the scholarships. So smaller schools with matching up the men's and women's sports, especially with Miami having a football team and a baseball team. Just certain men's sports. So I don't think there's a men's tennis team.
How did Wofford keep a men's team?
We had
they knew you were coming.
We had a few extra women's sports.
Oh,
but yeah, it was.
They knew he was coming. They're like,
we
can't get rid of it now. Novak's coming to school here.
Yeah.
Something we have in common. We both got
into
Wofford.
If they had a team, I would have been hitting up the coach for sure. But.
Yeah, you got accepted to Wofford.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm going to Lynchburg instead.
What?
Oh, so you're smart.
Is that a thing? Smart.
Yeah, that's what I am.
A good school, man.
You listen to this show. You know better than that.
Smart, yeah. Oof. Yeah. All right.
Wofford's a better school.
All right, anyways, let's
hold on.
Hold on. I hear. You know what I heard? I heard Maddie beat you in the putting contest this week.
What?
I heard Maddie beat you in the putting contest this week.
Oh yeah, I gave her a stroke a hole. It was close. She can putt. She's good.
Yeah.
Should we go on down to Green Tree?
What do we have to talk about? Yeah, let's go.
We got. Oh my God, Jesus!
Is there stuff? You didn't send me the outline.
All right, so there was a thing called the NFL Draft.
It seems like that was a few weeks ago.
Right, I know. Had some Canes drafted. Also had some undrafted free agents signed. So I thought we'd just kind of run down that. First of all, congrats to Reek to the Bears, Will to the Colts, DJ Ivy in the 7th to the Bengals. And then also Nesta went in the 7th to the Raiders.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not the perfect fit for him?
It really is.
Like if you expected Nesta to be drafted by somebody or to sign with somebody, would be the Raiders.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Only Gruden was still there. And also the Dolphins went Kane Dippin, signed DJ Scaife and Agude.
I saw that
as undrafted free agents. Lou Headley walks in as a 29-year-old rookie to the New Orleans Saints.
That's a good spot for him.
Caleb Johnson to the Jets. If he can make that squad, that is going to be one hell of a team with the addition of Aaron Rodgers. So good for all those guys.
You know what I found funny?
Too.
What? Who?
Rambo to the Eagles. I know that's 2 years ago. Eagles. They just signed him to mini-year preseason camp or whatever.
Did they?
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So
that's good.
He did pretty well at XFL this year, and obviously made enough noise.
Well, he saw Trent Harris.
And
the Swiss Army knife. He got invited to the Broncos camp.
I think.
Well, he was the sacks leader. Yeah,
he was.
Yep. So good stuff. And also want to congratulate Miss Tia Joseph is the new director of recruiting operations.
Oh, very
and man, so she got to get the photo in the recruit tunnel.
Yeah, that we still have it.
That's the photo, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we just haven't really put any effort into that.
I got you.
I think we can accomplish that.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I saw Will signed today.
Oh, did he? Nice.
He signed 4 years, $4.12 million, I believe, like over 4 years, Beautiful. Like 290 guaranteed, 290 bonus.
Listen, this is gonna be a young team. It's just he's got a giant question mark at quarterback, unfortunately. So.
Well, I mentioned this to Novak the other day. I was like, you got Foles, and he's like, yeah, but you got Minshew, right?
Minshew can sling it to the tight end. Yeah.
He's all right. Will's big dude.
Move the ball around.
Who do you think starts for them?
Pretty full tight end room, but Will's got a little bit different skill set than a lot of the guys they got in there right now. So I think
he's faster than everyone else in there.
Exactly. Probably. He can carve out a little niche, I think, for sure.
Is it niche or niche?
Niche.
I think it's niche.
Is it niche? I think it's probably both ways.
I think it depends on where you're located.
Yeah. Whereabouts he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, you elitist PGA Tour players with your pinkies out drinking your martinis and whatnot. Yeah, they say niche.
And Tarjay.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. We got a Walmart on this tour.
damn.
God help me.
So I thought I would drop this. So we don't do a whole lot of recruiting stuff, but obviously the portal is now closed. So players that are already in can still get signed. Graduate transfers can still go in. But in our Discord chat, Miss Leeds drops a lot of knowledge in there, and I just thought that I would share something that she dropped in there that might make a few of you happy. This is in regards to portal people. Checked with a few of my guys. Specifically, if the visits go well, we are looking great for Kirk and Jackson at wide receiver. Franklin also has an injury, but once he's on campus, Miami will evaluate him, and if it's all good, they'll pull the trigger on him as well. Those three will really help the room. DT also looks very promising with both Malone and Rose. Malone's a kid from Ole Miss. This is set to be a transformative weekend for Miami in the transfer portal. The high school class is still projecting internally to be top 5 in July. DT could, in parentheses, should have 3 5-stars alone.
That is healthy right there.
That's a lot of information.
Let's go. That's what you get when you're in Discord U. Leeds has been nailing it this entire offseason, with all due respect.
As Josh Pate said it. He said, I expect them to have a top 5 class every year. And they did it, almost last year at 5 and 7. I don't know where they finished, but it wasn't quite top 5.
I think it was number 7.
Yeah. So
realistically, you should be nowhere near top 5 with 5 and 7. If you're getting close to it with 5 and 7, what happens when you start putting 8, 9, 10 wins up?
That's what I'm talking about.
Show them you can win a little bit. Get the guys to come, and it'll just snowball.
Well, let me ask you both this. And I was watching that Josh Pate clip because it's been going around all week as well. But CBS Sports, Dennis Dodd, their national analyst, he is continuing to express doubt, despite what we saw in the spring game and the hires, that Mario can really change his DNA offensively from being that run first, that, the offense is predicated on the run first. Like, he's like, I understand what we saw. We saw a little bit at the spring game and those hires, and it's an air raid offense. He's like, but I'm not convinced that he's going to go all in. Are you guys?
I would say this is better than an educated guess based on people I've spoken to that are pretty relevant in this offense. And yeah, to a degree. I'll say to a degree. That's kind of a cop-out answer, to be honest with you. But is it going to be more than it has been in the past as far as trying to push the ball downfield, being more vertical than horizontal, not relying on the run game as much? Yes, I do believe that. The DNA is still there. The DNA still believes that you have to be able to run the football to be able to win, right? And the reality is you have to. You have to be able to run the clock out at the end of the game when you're up, when you're up 4, when you're up 2, whatever the situation may be, and you need 3 first downs to put it to bed, right? You still have to be able to do that. So that will be implemented, and part of, obviously the structure and the philosophy of the offense. But to an extent, yes, he's going to open it up a lot more, my opinion.
I would agree with that. I mean, he goes and gets Coach Dawson, who is of the air raid tree. But if you look at his stats compared over, he may not run as much tempo as some guys, and he does run the ball successfully, shown at teams that he's been at the head. So yes, he's leaning a bit more towards that air raid side, but Mario still is looking at those rushing numbers, looking at what he's done, and probably can still take a little bit of comfort in the fact that Coach Dawson has shown his ability to field teams that know how to run the football. Now, he did have a quarterback that ran the ball a lot last year, and I don't know how much we're really planning on running Tyler this year, but if we got to throw Jakari out there for a few plays a game and get some packages in, fine. But I think having that ability to, take them through the air and then also turn it around and kind of lean on a team in the fourth quarter, I think, with what Mario's done to the offensive line, I think that's absolutely going to be an option.
I mean, you made a great point. I mean, Toon ran the ball a lot, right? He also had 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns through the air. Big part of that offense. Aside from Tank, he was the offense, right? He kind of did everything for them. So if you're telling me Toon is even remotely close to as talented arm-wise as Tyler, not the case. I don't know what else to say there. But I think that they're going to rely on Tyler to truly open this thing up because he's got the talent to do it. If they can go out, and as Lead says, if they can go out and they're going to get a few of these receivers in, which they, to be perfectly frank, desperately need. Right? They need an entire two deep.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. Need an entire two deep, and frankly, maybe somebody gets replaced with the ones. That's really what they need. They need it badly, and they've already gotten help with cornerback, which is the other one.
They're not done there. They got Jaden Davis, a kid from Oklahoma, but apparently Jedias Richard, freshman from Vanderbilt, is apparently someone that had his best game of the season last year against Anthony Richardson and the Gators. But saw 200 snaps as a true freshman in the SEC. And, listen, I'm just saying, that was his best grade.
There's probably a lot of corners that had their best game against Anthony.
But he's 6'1", he was a 4-star, and he's got tons of eligibility left. And listen, that room needs depth, bro. Talk about a room that needs a two deep.
The linebacker got a lot of help, right? And to be honest with you, I mean, there are some freshmen coming in a linebacker that can play, like legitimate opportunity to play. So, in Magoa, he's obviously your starting Mike. There's no one that's going to supplant him. I don't believe that Corey Flagg has an opportunity to take that job back, in my opinion.
No, he's depth.
Based on what we saw in that spring game. So he's going to be depth, and those freshmen certainly have the opportunity to play early.
We've seen what they look like in spring game. We've pretty much seen the roster additions. We know that there's, 4 or 5 more guys, some wide receivers, possibly another cornerback, defensive tackle coming in. But you pretty much know what we got now. The entire roster's been overhauled. This is all Mario's team now. Anyone that didn't buy in has been shown the door, and they're gone. I know this is 4 months out, and we're about to hit the dead period here before camp opens. But right now, in May, what are your expectations for this season with everything you've seen so far in the offseason?
I would like a team that goes on the field and looks competitive versus everyone. Not a slip up, whatever. I don't even know what the FSU game's final score was last year, but we've had a few of those, against Clemson, a couple times and a few times where we just didn't look like a team that belonged on the field against everyone we played. If we can put together 12 games this year, highly competitive, beat the teams we should, and not like, ugly 24-14 win. Like a few games where we really look like the better team, function moving the ball down the field, get stops on defense. We might lose a few games, but if we start to, show that we do have some dominant players, especially on that offensive line, if we start leaning on some teams, really keeping Tyler upright, I think that would be a great step in the right direction and really be a sign that Mario's got to go the right way.
I'm going to go ahead and say that. So I'm looking at this defense, and with all due respect, you have the potential of 3 first-round draft picks starting on this defense, in Leonard Taylor and both safeties. I'm expecting, we already know what Cam's done. The other 2, I'm expecting to have huge friggin' seasons. I think that, it's all on the table for those guys. Like this is their year. All the 5 stars, all the talent in the world. Like this is their year to be a first round draft pick. Like that defense could be something special with those 3 guys. How many other, outside in the ACC, how many other teams could have 3 first round picks starting on defense outside of Clemson and FSU?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have an answer to that. I know that what I'm the most excited about, and take Cam out of it and take Williams out. I mean, take the safeties out of it, right? Because realistically, behind them, kind of the same as corner. Like, Cam said everybody packing, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
And they had to kind of fill that room with You got Balome, who's back, who entered the portal at one point and came back. And then you have some youngsters. I know that there's one freshman who's playing very, very well. And so I think you're thin there.
Markeith has flashed a bit, but again, it's not a lot of game reps. So
right.
Yeah.
So you have, but the position for me on defense that truly stands out and makes me kind of reminiscent of the days of old is this defensive line. And I think this defensive line has started to gather the bodies that you kind of expect or kind of attribute Miami defensive lines to be, right? Nasty, aggressive, quick twitch, always in the backfield. And you have that, right? You have that with Leonard Taylor. You have that with Kelly, right? Who's going to be coming off the edge. And now you're in a defense where Cyrus Moss can truly make a difference. And then you bring in Ruben Bain, who is going to be he's going to catch a lot of singles, and because they're going to have to double Taylor quite a bit. And Ruben Bain is going to be a nightmare for a lot of these offensive lines, especially young offensive linemen. So I think that defensive line, starters wise, and then the 2 and 3 deep is going to be, look, when you can create pressure, you can stop the run with your front 4 or front 5 or 6, however he's playing this particular defense in his scheme. Your defensive backs are just that much better, right? Sure. I mean, that's the reality.
If you force teams to start going max pro to stop everything coming at you, that's going to free up the corners so much. You know, they can hang underneath a little bit more, knowing they've got help over the top. It's going to make everybody look better back there for sure.
I like the defense, and I can't wait to see.
I love
Guidry
the defense.
Turn people crooked. You know, I mean, he's going to confuse a lot of dudes.
I'm looking at this defense, right? And so we're kind of excited looking at the potential, as long as, listen, health is always the wild card, but there's talent there to be very excited about the defense. And if the offensive line is much more improved, as we all think it is, just talk about an influx of talent along the ones of the offensive line. I mean, from Cone and the freshman and Lee from the center. I mean, like, you have brought in some bodies, some guys, some guys with attitude and that have a track record. Well, so we see what Tyler did 2 years ago. So, I mean, yeah, the wild card is the wide receiver room, and making sure that this doesn't become drop you, and that we're not pulling our hair out, game 2 and 3 because, we're seeing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops a game.
Honestly, going into that year 2 years ago, though, the wide receiver room was a wild card. We didn't know who was going to come out.
No,
I mean, Rambo didn't really show up to like the third game that year. I think the Michigan State game, maybe.
It was a slow start for that room as well.
But
yeah, remember there was a whole thing with the jug machine?
Yeah, exactly. we were having issues with the drops all over the place that year. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about that. Think about the numbers that Tyler put up and the production they had in the last 6, 7 games of that season with Rambo and Harley. That's it. Because the other guys were 6 and 8 and, a couple other dudes. That's all you had. I mean, Rambo set the single season receiving record, for goodness sakes. I mean, he didn't even get drafted.
No.
Right. So, I mean, that shows you his, the perception of his talent level to an extent. So, can Tyler find, is Colby Young that guy? Is he the true number one guy? I believe he is. Everything that I've seen and heard, I believe that to be the case. And then Jacoby, who I said 2.5 years ago when he was coming in, is as smooth. He's as silky as I've seen since Amon. So and then you have X. So I think your starting 3 could start a lot of places. Behind that, the only guy you have is Horton, really. And I mean, so that's 4 playable dudes at a high level. So you've got to get these other guys in. I hope they pop this weekend.
I think we got backup slot options, though. I mean, I think we can
I think
go Ray
Bouchard.
Joseph in there and Bouchard.
Sure.
Yeah.
But very much slot limited, I think, especially at this
Yeah,
point.
Ray. I mean, Ray was exciting, right?
Yeah.
And Bouchard's exciting. Look, I mean, you have to be able to do certain things other than just run and catch. So the reality is, to gain the trust of the offensive coordinator and certainly the trust of Mario, you got to be able to, run the right depths. You got to be able to run the right plays. You got to be in the right position on the formations. There's other things, as we know. So talent doesn't always indicate, the pure stacking order, but the talent is there. Can they put it together?
Like, see, this is the problem. The offseason, I look at the defense, then I look at, had Tyler did 2 years ago, I've got a couple wide receivers. Oh my God, why? I look at the schedule, which, with all due respect, isn't overly intimidating. I mean, A&M's coming here. We saw it, they don't scare you. But God, then all of a sudden in May, I'm fucking thinking like 9-10 wins. Because I'm just like, it's like, like, what the hell? Fucking hate it. Be lucky to get 6. But here I am. I'm thinking like 9-10 right now. Like, fuck. Like, we're going to win the Coastal. Of course. I mean, it's not even in existence, but we're going to play the ACC championship. We'll finish second behind Clemson. Fuck.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Right?
so good. He can't help himself.
I can't.
You just talk him into it.
Pisses you off. It just, I'm so talked. I can talk, yeah.
Longest off-season.
You can
reports,
talk
man.
yourself into everything.
Everything. Brutal.
Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing, though. They went out and they hired 2 new coordinators. If they had the old guys, I mean, Steele, granted, whatever, the defense was kind of turning a corner a little bit, but, a little old school. I like what Gidger's bringing to the table. But if you had the 2 other guys still here, it would be an abyss.
Oh, sure. No, it would be, yeah.
Of utter shit.
I
like,
don't
you wouldn't be
even-
able to talk about anything positive.
I don't know that this pod would even be going on right now. We would have may have taken an off season.
Yeah, I think
Right?
Tyler would be at Alabama.
100%. 100%.
That would
think
be
he'd
anywhere
be-
but here.
He might have left early for SMU.
I was going to say, yeah. First opportunity out of this place.
Right? Oh, my goodness. Speaking of Alabama, did you see they had to fire their baseball coach for a betting scandal?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Come on, really?
what? So apparently, yeah, I
What are
guess
you
they had
doing
a couple
over
of
there?
games, and there were
Bad
some
year to be
weird
an Alabama
wagers that
coach.
went on it, and it raised red flags. And I don't know what the investigation showed, but Alabama's told their head baseball coach to walk, and he has walked.
God.
So,
Oh, my God.
jeez.
I saw something today saying that they didn't think players had anything going. So I guess it was just the coach doing something. But yeah, between him and the basketball coach, with all that whole thing they had going this year, can't wait to see what Saban's got going up this fall.
Dude, are you kidding? Saban's like the squeaky clean guy. He's the squeaky clean guy.
Right. He's the cleanest of them. Let's put it that way. The cleanest
What does that
of
tell you?
them. I mean, it's something. It's something. And look, they lost. What was it? They lost to A&M. Who'd they lose to? A&M or Auburn? Everybody wanted them fired.
Mm-hmm.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Bama might be headed for 8-4 this year. I'm not even kidding. If
Look.
their quarterback if their quarterback situation is as bad as they're going out and
As it
Just-
seems.
trying to get anybody, I mean,
Uh-huh.
it could be bad.
Like they had to get somebody.
Yeah, and the guy they got,
they thought the guy
Buckner's not even
from
he
Notre
wasn't
Dame was good
starting
enough?
at Notre Dame. He wasn't
No.
even great at. He wasn't even good at Notre Dame. I
Which
don't
means
know,
what they have sucks.
I don't know what they're planning on doing over there, but
Well, this is
it
the
could
funny
be
thing.
interesting this year.
So the minute they get Buckner, someone puts out an article. How stacked is Alabama's quarterback room? This guy was a four-star, and I'm like, oh, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah. They don't pay very close attention.
Yeah, apparently not.
I mean, look at it. So they went out and they tried to get Tyler, who Reese is very familiar with, and then couldn't get Tyler and went and got the other Tyler who played for Reese.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Tommy's got some pull a little bit there in who we think we could get into this program that can be successful for us. maybe they just kind of went with the Notre Dame kid because he knows the system. Tommy says he's serviceable.
You're already through the spring. I mean, you don't have a ton of time to be completely learning everything on the fly. So, yeah.
I mean, well, it's odd that they how they got that deal done after someone else had already saad no.
It doesn't get told no a lot, I guess.
I don't think they get told. Dude, who tells Saban no? And if they did come knocking, they had money. They had all the money.
Amon, yeah. Amon does.
Yeah.
Left a stinker in there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Kind of like Najee.
Oh. We should really get that lady on and get that curse.
We should get her on. I thought we were getting her on.
We were talking, and then she had to go overseas for some job thing, but she's back now. We should actually get the curse lifted, the curse of the closet poo.
Maybe we should do that before the season.
No, it has to be before the season. It has to be before camp.
I mean, it's an idea. It would be ideal,
camp.
right?
It has to be before camp. So it has to be.
I have like 2 months to figure that out.
Well,
what was her name? What?
I'm not.
Know her name.
No, I know her name. Yeah, no, I got her on my cell phone. I saved her as Poo Lady. No, but I'm thinking like June. I'm thinking it'll be the week before camp opens. We'll do The Exorcist.
Novak and I are both writing that down.
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
We got our name.
I had to get my pen after I choked on myself. Yeah.
All right, so I got a great little. Well, I guess it's kind of depressing, but this is fun but depressing. All right.
Oh boy.
Here's the question for you each. Of the top 100 NFL draft picks that just went this past weekend, how many of those guys did Miami get on campus for an official visit?
Do you have a real number?
Yes, I do.
Stop.
Out of
I have a real number. Out of 100.
Where'd you get this from?
Out of 100, the top 100 players drafted, how many had an official visit? And this is when you can only have 5 per player. Not now when it's unlimited. How many made it to campus for an OV?
Okay. Out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I have a number in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a range.
Right? No,
right.
you can't
Okay,
get
all right, I
a
got a
range.
number. I got a
Can't get a
number.
range.
All right. Come on. Well, we should probably reveal them at some point.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with 14.
Nice number. Okay. 14. Scoop.
My God. Not even close to that.
What do you have? Scoop's at like 73.
No. Hold on. You want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Here's the truth.
Uh-huh.
The original number that popped in my head,
Yeah.
62. Now, that wasn't the ending number, though.
14 might be a little low.
The ending number for me was 47.
Okay. So you think 47, and you say 14.
I think it's between those two. But
That's a good.
I will tell you you're wrong.
it's got to be
either
less,
higher or lower.
There's no way there was 50 dudes. Because I mean,
No, it's gotta
there's
be
dudes getting
lower.
drafted
Ready?
from like FCS.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
4.
Oh. Goodness.
That's just dumb.
Who's been
That's
doing
a dumb question. It's a dumb question. There's no real reason for that question. Even bring it
I
up.
should
It's
let you guess
useless
first if there's
information.
60 out there. Feel real smart.
EdMorse.com. Obviously, they've been with us for, it's almost been like 5 years. Been with us since the beginning. If you are looking for a car, Novak, you want to get a nice, beautiful Caddy or something, Teddy Cadillac's the guy you go talk to. He will get
needs
you
a
all
new
squared
ride up
away.
there.
Absolutely. You can also,
Maybe
use some
maybe
of your,
maybe an electric car. Do they have any electric
they got
vehicles?
EVs. They got
It
EVs.
would save you from getting home with no gas.
There you go. Oh my god.
You want to tell
That's
the
all-
story? You want to tell the
God.
story?
Oh my goodness. When were we talking
It's
about
true.
this?
Yeah, I was talking about
literally
it 3
last
weeks
week.
ago. Whatever.
Whatever. Basically, I was texting with Scoop, and we were talking about how every time we come home, we get back from a trip or whatever, get home, car's got no gas in it. Don't know, I don't know what my wife's doing, but she's definitely not stopping at gas stations because every time I get home, things are empty. I get back this time, and I get home on Monday night. Tuesday morning, I wake up. I slept in it's my off week. Come on. And I go out there, and I'm about to head to the course. I go out there, and I got the wrong keys because the car I usually drive, Maddie already took. She's going to work. I'm like, all right, okay, I'll go swap back to the keys. She left her car for me because that thing was so far and empty, it didn't even have a range on it. It just said fuel level low. It did. Usually you see like, oh, you got 12 miles. No, didn't even have that. It just said fuel level low. Nothing. No warning, no anything. I mean, I was pushing this thing down the street just to get to the gas station.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'll take an electric car. I'll take that one. Thank you.
Bro, he sends me a picture with it. He says, "You believe this shit? I just got home. That's what I deal with." Yeah, every time.
Mm-hmm. Listen.
Funny. So they got EV cars. Ed Morse, he's got all that stuff.
All that stuff. So edmorse.com, price protection promise, millions of people have been satisfied and backed by Morse, as the Orange Bowl boys have. So go get it done, edmorse.com. Novak, how are you when it comes to grooming your junk?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to keep it out of the trees, keep it in the fairway.
Listen.
Short grass, as they say.
Yeah, let's keep it in the short grass.
You don't want to have it in the rough. I mean,
Of course not.
you can get stuck in the rough. Bad things happen in the rough, right?
Tough to play your balls out of the rough,
You lose
Exactly.
you lose balls in the rough.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Quote, lost balls.
Yeah.
So-
We had 2 lost balls last week in Mexico, so that's not,
Well, if you had a little Manscaped,
If you had a
ball
lawnmower,
groomer or whatever, the lawnmower, you could have trimmed
weed
some of that rough
whacker.
up and found your balls.
See what happens?
See, and
There you
it's
go.
got to be
You
bad for you
groom,
because
no
if you
lost
lose your
balls.
balls, you get a penalty on top of it.
Yeah, it was 4 penalty shots. It hurt.
Four,
You had to go back and
wow.
hit 3.
That's like 4 balls. Manscaped, baby. Promo code OBB gets you 20% off everything on the site. Go get the lawnmower, get the crop duster, get it all, man. They even have stuff for your beard. Like they've actually, if you got a long beard and you want some, conditioner, keep that thing so it's not so bristly or whatever.
Yeah, what are you doing with that over there? They let you
Playoff beard, man.
They let
That
you
took
walk
like
around
3
with that?
weeks. Calm down.
There you go.
3 weeks, baby.
3 weeks.
My canes. Other canes.
Yeah, well, until they get loose to the Panthers.
Yeah, they're in the way.
Yeah,
we
they're
got some
in the way.
injury,
The
we got
Panthers
some
are coming
injury
for you.
issues, so we'll see.
Yeah. Panthers up 2-0 on Toronto, baby. There we go.
Coming home.
Mm-hmm. Coming home up 2-0.
Won both in Toronto. And Toronto, think about this. Think about this. Toronto was up 2-0 early
Yes, early, like 6
in that
minutes
game.
in.
Early
Yeah.
in that game. I
Thought it was
I
going to
was
be a
in the
blowout.
car. I was in the car with Kenzie, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I was like, I was wrong. I said, I've seen this. Like, this is a game, like, Toronto was this game easy.
Right.
Like, it's just one of those games.
Right.
The Panthers, they came off the end of that series against Boston. They somehow won game 1. Emotions, just a little bit of a letdown. I was like, 5-3 Toronto is kind of what I've got going on.
And you're still happy
And they
coming
shut him
there
out the
1-1.
rest of the game.
Yeah, shut them out the rest of the way. Bob was a stud. 3-2, they win it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So listen, I can guarantee you, I'm not sure if you had this game, but Bookie has been pounding it with the Panthers and with the NHL in general. So beatingthebookie.com.
Killing, beatingthebookie.com. Let me tell you, he is absolutely killing Major League Baseball right now. Killing it. 2 sweeps in a row. The playoffs total currently 39-25 in the playoffs for the NHL, and 9-2 on the 2 and 3 units. Not too bad, right? And we say, what did I tell you? If you want to bet and make money, if you just simply don't care. Now, playoff hockey is a lot of fun, and NHL is a lot of fun to watch. A lot of people don't bet enough on hockey. It's just the game that makes the most money for people. I've seen it. It's true. It's true. They swept it last night. He had the Panthers team total over 2.5 tonight. They got there on that. Beatingthebookie.com, at beatingthebookie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Get your free plays. Sign up. Get your good plays. He was up another 20-something units in the Mexico Open last week, coming off of Harbor Town and the Masters, where he was just absolutely crushing it. No first-round winner today, but still a lot of plays at hand for the next 3 days for the Wells Fargo.
Do you want to talk some golf?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Can I ask Novak uncomfortable questions, or they have to be like softballs?
I don't know what's going on here, but this will be interesting.
I might regret this, but start throwing them out there.
All right. Question. USGA adds a word and as a result disqualifies Taylor Gooch from participating. Fair game?
So I didn't even see exactly what they changed, but I do know.
They changed it to eligible. They added the word eligible in there, so he's a non-eligible player.
Okay.
Because he's banned.
Yeah, I saw that they tweaked something and he's out.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever. You made your bed.
Sucks, but he can also just go to a sectional qualifier, and if he's playing at the level he's playing at right now, he should get in. Like,
is he allowed to do that?
I wouldn't see any reason why not. It's basically if you're top 500 in the world at any point in like the last 2 years leading up to it, you get exempt through local qualifying to, I guess they call it final qualifying now instead of sectionals, but it's the same thing. So he could go do any of those sites, sign up, and get through. But it's just going to come down to if he can put his ego to the side and go do that, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Gooch made, I don't know how many years he was on PGA Tour.
I think
but in 2 weeks.
probably 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yeah. 2 back-to-back weeks. He pockets about 9.25.
It's not bad.
It's ridiculous.
Whatever.
It's nuts. So listen. So series of questions. So I heard that at the Masters that while the media is trying to make the talking about the Civil War and this and that apparently now that a year's kind of gone by that everyone's kind of getting along. Everyone was kind of cool with each other from what the reports were.
Honestly, like between the players, like the most contentious part was the lawsuit, and everybody's pulled their name out of the lawsuit. So when the guys were suing the tour's a nonprofit, so that kind of was like suing us because any money lost on dealing with that was kind of coming out of the players' pockets. So that was not great. Like there was definitely some issues between some of the guys there. But as it's going on, like we don't really blame guys for going. Like if they wanted that for money or being with their family more or whatever, like that's their call. Like we're all, it's an independent sport. We're all doing our own thing. If that's the decision they want to make for themselves, fine. Do we miss some of them, like getting to play against some of them? Yeah, sure. But you also can't really fault the guys for making that decision for themselves. So yeah, as the lawsuit thing has kind of slid to the side, it's I think guys are definitely kind of getting over it, and it's just kind of back to usual when you see the guys.
Go ahead.
Listen, if you guys can come up with if they can come up with if all the lawsuits like go away, right, and each tour has their own footing, and if there can be a legitimate path for the best players on each tour to make the majors, then it's only good for the players if there's another competing league that can, the free market, man, it can, drive prices up, this and that. I mean, it can only be good for the game.
Yeah,
look at what happened in Australia.
As far as money for us on the PGA Tour, it's, it's been good as far as that. But I think, for the guys working at the top of the PGA Tour, like, Monahan and some of those guys, I think it's a bit stressful. But as far as golf, I mean, I think it's been just good in general. It's created drama, people on ESPN talking about it. I think as far as growing the game, it definitely is reaching more people. I saw the crowds in Australia they had. I thought that was awesome. I mean, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. So, yeah, I mean, if growing the game is what they're trying to do, and if they're getting crowds like that, I absolutely could see, them hitting that goal. On the PGA Tour, I feel like the level of golf is still really quality. We definitely miss some of those guys, but I still feel like I'm playing against the best players in the world. So far it hadn't been a complete negative or disaster or some of the things they, might have thought it could be when it first was announced.
Look, I think it came out and it was a thing, right? I mean, it started poorly, probably with Phil, and I mean that didn't make things that didn't make a smooth transition, right?
No,
it just kind of put
It was awful.
egg on some people's face, and it was a bit of a mess, right? So that then started the contention, and then you had, from the outside looking in, obviously you have some personal strifes between this guy and this guy, or this guy and this guy, right? And I think that's kind of what just kind of pushed the banter and the headbutting for everything. If you look at the majority of everyone, everyone's happy. Everyone's making. I mean, Andrew just told you, everybody's making more money. Everyone on the PGA is making more money because they had to, right? The Live forced the PGA to do what, if you want to look back and see what Phil's been trying to do for a while, what Phil had been talking about from the beginning, which is pay the players more realistically. I mean, that's really kind of what it boiled down to. So I think it's great. I mean, I think the format for me, I'm not a fan of the format. I like the traditional aspect of, the 4 rounds, the cuts. I wish they could get, as a fan, I wish they could get more rounds finished in a day's time. I mean, that I think like this year has been crazy.
Basically,
I don't know if that's slow play. I don't know if it's, it's been rough, right? Or there has been some weather, obviously, that's factored in. I don't know how you fix that.
Honestly, I don't even know. Like, it's always kind of been slow, but I guess it's come to the forefront this year, and it's been brutal, man. I was talking with some guys that were finished up in Mexico last week, and like a couple of last groups on Sunday were playing in like 5.5. Like, it's not they had nowhere to go, but it's just like something's causing this. I don't know what, but
well, according to the rules, how long are you supposed to have in between once you have you're addressing the ball? How long are you supposed to have before you take your shot?
It's like 40 or 45 seconds, which should be plenty of time.
They're not even close to that.
No,
it's not
but
even.
The thing is,
though.
some
They're
guys are.
ready.
Some guys are comfortably under. Some guys, it's no problem. Like, some guys can go out and play so fast, but I don't know. I don't know if the pressure on the weekend or what. But yeah, I don't know what the tour's going to kind of end up doing about it. They may do nothing about it. I don't know.
Well, they have been doing nothing about it. Like they don't even issue any warnings. They don't put anyone on the clock.
They do.
So
they
if you don't
stuff,
even do that.
They do stuff kind of behind like closed doors a little bit. But even as far as stuff like that, I haven't really heard.
I mean, look, Cantlay took 7 minutes to figure out if he was going to hit that ball on the plank. Yeah. 7 minutes to figure it out. Like, somebody's got to tell him, hey, Pat, either hit it or jump in the lake.
Well, Joe LaCava will tell him that now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's kind of like one of the things.
He played well today, too.
When they say, like, you have 40 seconds or 45 seconds, like a lot of times when they're timing, they say, like, from the time, you grab a club. Well, what if you take, like, 5 minutes to grab a club? That shouldn't be happening either, but it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if maybe we'll see new terminology this offseason to, like, break it down even further. I wouldn't be, like, crazy against doing some sort of shot clock thing that baseball's got.
I was just about to say that. I want a digital clock out there.
That's a good idea.
Crazy against it. I think if you did, like, a shot clock and every player got, like, 2 around where they, say something crazy happens and you're going to need something, or because there's always going to be like last week, I'm over a tee shot and a cart all of a sudden like rips across right in front of me. Like, you got to back off. Like, you don't really want to count stuff like that against guys. Right. But I do think there needs to be something. I think DP World Tour, European Tour, a few years ago had a tournament where they actually busted out the shot clocks on guys. It was one of their like fun events, the sixes event, maybe, I think, where they, did little 6-hole matches. I don't know how that went, and I don't really know any of the guys that played in it, but it was a fun idea and they tried it, and I wouldn't be against, at least attempting something and seeing how it goes, because I know if you can find something that speeds up play, you're going to get positive response from guys. guys do want to play faster, like overall.
Well, nobody wants to be out there 5-0, and it's 3 dudes. It's 3 guys. 3 of the top 100 players on the planet can't get around in less than 5.5. I mean, that's disgusting.
But that's the thing. Like, if I went out and I took like 2 other guys with me and we just played fast, like I promise you, like the 3 of us walking, even like walking with caddies on a long court, we could play in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens in the tournaments or if it's just certain guys. Like I could handpick 2 other guys though, and we could rip around. I know, like say I went out there with, I don't know, like who play. Like there's so many guys that like play at a good pace. Like the guy I played the Zurich with. Like Trevor doesn't even do practice swings. Like if I went out there and the 2 of us played, like we could, as a twosome walking, play in like probably 2.5. It's just like a twosome walking, but it just I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild.
So when you go to a Canes game or to any college game, when there's a TV timeout, there's a guy in a red shirt that walks out on the field, and he's got a clock on a stick.
Does.
That's counting down like 2 minutes, the whole commercial break.
I know what you're talking about.
Dude, they need this on every fucking hole. There needs to be a guy in every hole, right in the fairway with the clock.
Like,
with the clock going off.
You could definitely do it because it's not like the holes move or anything. Like
right.
you know where the landing area is going to be. So if you have like a clock over there, the only thing is like, you know, who's going to run the clocks? You might need like a bunch of people that end up running it because you really it has to start at the right time and stuff like that. But you could have one up by every green. It wouldn't be that hard. But
I think each threesome has a clock guy that's going on a card along with them, and he resets for each of your shots or something like that. I mean,
it'd have to be big enough. Like you'd have to be able to see it. Like you'd have to be tall. Like say you know, like I'm like, hey, it's 9 iron. My guy's like pitch and wedge. You look over. All right, we got 14 seconds. Like we got to go.
Yeah. Like, no, baseball did it.
Yeah. I'm not against something like that.
Either that, or they have a clock, and after 2 minutes, someone from this can run across the rope and tackle the golfer.
That's a better idea. No, here
like
it is.
A goon squad.
They pick somebody out of the crowd to hit your shot for you.
Oh, beautiful! That'd be it. That's it.
Right?
That's it.
It could be anyone.
Anybody.
They have a guy that pick. It could be anybody. Guy, girl, doesn't matter. They get to hit the next shot.
After a minute, the caddy's got to hit it.
There you go. Oh, sure. Like you could have fun with
more
this.
like Liv. You have a true team effort out there.
Right, exactly. Yes, 100%.
Oh goodness.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's fucking
That's great.
awesome.
Look, I will say this, and we'll move on because he don't want to talk about this shit. But
I got you.
But I believe that everyone should be able to play it in the majors.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. Reality, there's some damn good golfers on that other tour. I mean, you saw it at the Masters, right? You had both Phil and Brooks in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that the entire tournament played poorly or that tour, right? I mean, they were a factor, and Brooks was a factor until the end of this tournament. So
he's just not used to playing 4 rounds.
Correct. He got tired.
I'm just glad to see him playing well again.
It's so good to see him playing well. It really is. It really is.
It really, yeah. I mean, that was a stretch. That was a run. That was Spieth-ish, right? You hadn't seen a type of run when Spieth was doing it since really Tiger. I mean, nobody really went on that type of tear, and then Spieth, went on his skid, and then Brooks took over, and it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome to watch every major. So much fun.
There was a story, a golfer, and I didn't know. Listen, I've always wondered if it's ever happened, and I guess now I know that it has. But when you go to Top Golf, there's that netting.
Yeah.
First story of a golfer falling into the Top Golf net and needing a fireman to go ahead and rescue his ass with a ladder. He was like on the third level, and he was like stuck.
He couldn't climb.
I guess
out
like a foot went through. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Yeah, maybe he was drunk.
He was absolutely drunk. There's
You had
no.
to be just
I mean,
shit-faced.
fell into
There's
that.
no way you're falling through that net sober. Like, come on.
It's way. It's not close. Like it's way.
Dude, they're opening one in Pompano.
Are they?
Yeah.
So you know what we've seen a lot of open here too, right around the house, is simulator places.
Oh.
You're getting big, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So you go and you drink.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your sim. You have it for 2 hours, say. And look, you can go play Pebble in 2 hours at the simulator. They can't finish it in 5.5.
Probably a little cheaper too.
Slightly.
A little cheap,
Just a
not
teeny
much.
bit, just a teeny bit.
Not much. Hey, I was out in Vegas. Wolf Creek,
Mhm.
right? I stayed at the Wynn. And the course at the Wynn apparently is very nice. And I
Yeah,
actually
it's
saw
supposed to
some
be
of it
really
from the
good.
ground level. It's pretty dope. 600. And Wolf Creek out there is like 1,100 around.
It's insane. Come on.
I've said this before. I've never paid 600 for Pebble. Like literally. And they're charging 600 at the Wynn and 1,100 at the place up the street. And TPC Sawgrass is 800, right? And you got like, what on earth is happening? Jacaranda, for Christ's sake. We played, there's $180 around.
It's insane.
Doral, $600.
Well,
It's Doral. No, there's no well. It's Doral.
it's got such great scenery.
It's nice. But stop it already.
I know.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No, it's insane. It's insane. You would think
This guy doesn't pay for anything. So
Well,
I'm
you would think,
preaching
but
to
you
the
would
choir
think
here.
you would think that like Sawgrass, you would think that Sawgrass, being the flagship course, would want to make it to a point where average golfers, if they wanted to plan, they could like go once in their life and afford to play 18 just for the good of the game. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, but here's the thing, though. It's a public course.
Yeah.
To host the players every year.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you really let those people out?
TPC charges 800 and they still get a stack sheet every single day. Like they charge that because it hadn't knocked how many people are showing up.
That's because nobody's said no. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is Bethpage Black? Because wasn't the whole thing there that you just had to get in your car and wait like 18 hours?
I have
and
a
then you could,
story
like,
about
get on.
that.
Yeah, so it's same there in Torrey. Like if you're local, if you're San Diego resident in Torrey, you can play for cheap. But out of town, you're going to get dinged a bit. But yeah, they've got places like that. I think Bethpage is kind of the same way. If you're local, you can play for considerably cheaper than somebody from out of town.
And you can get tee time. So this was like 3 years ago. We have a friend up there, and we were going up there for something. I think it was the tournament off of across from New York. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was like in the FedEx thing.
The Liberty National.
Liberty National. Yeah. So we're going up there and we're like, oh, let's play. And our buddy who was there was able to get us on, right? So if you have one local in the foursome, then the foursome can get, you still have to pay the non-local prices. And it wasn't terribly expensive, to be honest with you. But you get in. And my flight, I literally had to jump in a cab. So if you miss, you have to be there by a certain time. And if you miss it, there's people standing in line. So if the ringer and you don't come in, they give it to the next person in line. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the other three people are there. Does not matter. I'm in this cab talking to this lady. Like, I need you to fucking drive faster. Like, I'm looking on my thing. Like, I traveled up here to play this. And I literally got there with like 3.5 minutes on the clock. It's got a little clock. It's got their stopwatch clock up there. Yeah. I had 3.5 minutes. I ran up there, babe checked in, and I was able to play. But anyway, so yeah, that's very interesting though that they pay for cheap and they get all the tee times. like a week or two in advance.
All
Or
right.
they're like 2 weeks, and then non-locals are like a week out. I don't know. What other cane stuff we got? Anything? We still
No.
down in the tree?
Nah, there's nothing
Anything
left
else
in the cans.
happening?
Nah.
Novak, you want to talk about
May.
anything, Miami? It is May.
Nothing going on, man. Probably exam week for them. Pretty close
Here's
to it,
one.
I bet.
You know, I just thought about.
Yeah.
Thank God Ro's not on the show today
Why?
because it's May 4th.
Yeah, I know.
all we
I
know
almost
about
said that when
I
you
know.
said
God,
I
he'd
know.
just be talking about Jabba the Hutt and
Well,
Good
there's
luck
no
with
show
that.
next week. There's no show next week because I'm in
That's
Salt
right.
Lake City. I'm going to
That's
go.
right.
I'm going to see Marsh.
oh boy,
Salt Lake's underrated, man. They
I've
got
never been.
decent
I'm looking
Salt Lake's
forward
cool.
to it. Yeah.
It's cool city.
it's cool.
Different. A
Nice
different
airport.
place, but
Nice airport. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's Utah.
I
They
hate
do
the
things
airport.
different out there.
The airports had like
You hate it?
Oh, they had like construction going on, so their whole tram service was down. I had to walk like a mile to get.
Oh,
the
we had
baggage
to, too.
claim.
Poor
it was awful.
baby.
So it was a big U.
Yeah,
it's a
and
big
you got to
U.
walk the whole
Oh,
way
right?
around. Yeah.
The whole thing. When we got there, I swear
Like,
it's
like
true.
15 plus minutes of just straight walking. It is ridiculous.
Oh, it was half an hour.
It was so far.
It was half an hour because you were literally on that corner and you had to walk all the way down, all the way over, and all the way back down. And I was talking to a guy there who said that they're building a connection there on the other side. So it'll be a circle. So it'll be a lot easier to get from, whatever. But he said they're supposed to have it done in 2024. He said, but Utah works like Disney. Like if they say they're going to do something by a certain time, they beat it by like half that. He's like, so it'll be done this year.
Oh, so hopefully it's done by next week.
I hope you have to walk out. I did with 2 kids, bags.
Well, I'll be solo, so it'll be a hell of a lot easier. All right, so check
It'll
this
be
out.
easy for you.
Yeah, I saw this. Lay's potato chips are introducing 3 new sandwich-inspired potato chip flavors, and I would like your thoughts on these. The first one is the Lay's BLT sandwich. Combines the flavors of smoky bacon and tomato.
Give me him. Give me him. Give me him.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds good, but like, what's the point? The whole thing is I get the BLT sandwich and then have the Lays with it. Why would I double up?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well,
I'm not seeing the point here.
How
We don't
about-
try to be rational
It will
on
be
this
good.
show. Andrew.
I mean, it sounds good, but yeah.
How about this? The Lay's wavy Cuban sandwich. Flavors of pork and cheddar
Cuban
cheese.
sandwich.
A
This
pork
is
flavored
fantastic.
potato chip.
I'm going to have a pantry full of Lay's.
you?
Yeah. This
All
is
right.
good stuff.
The last one. Baked Lay's buffalo chicken sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a barbecue chip.
It's like a buffalo chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't get me as excited as the BLT.
Yeah, the bacon flavors. Come on. How do you say no to
So,
that?
okay. So bacon and your bacon, I've said this in the past, the most overrated food on earth.
That's a pretty
Your take
wild
on that?
statement.
Yeah.
There are plenty of overrated foods on the planet. I don't think bacon is one of
Not
them.
as overrated as bacon.
No. Dude, what is wrong with bacon?
Yeah, like you can put bacon. Like you, first off, you can have bacon every meal of the day.
Every meal of the day.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yes. No.
You can have it. You can have it when in dessert, even. Like you
Candy
can have some
bacon.
sort of maple bacon. Something. Oh, come on now.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
flexible.
baby.
You can have it on a
Yes.
sandwich. You can throw it on pizza. You can
There
throw it on
are
a burger.
bars. There's bars where they have like bacon like appetizer things.
Absolutely. Even if
suck,
you're not a
honestly,
huge
they're
bacon
terrible.
fan, you can throw it on something. It's not going to make it worse.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay. So what you're saying is it's a great complementary food.
No, you can eat it on its own.
That's
it
what
can
he's
be
saying.
it can be solo, but I do think it is a great compliment.
By itself, it is
it is
by
very
itself, it's
flexible.
incredibly overrated.
It is
By
very
itself,
flexible.
it is
By itself.
beautiful.
No,
By itself, it's fine.
It's more of a pancake than your pancake.
Oh my
Eat
God,
one
no.
and a half,
Oh.
and you're like,
Who's
Then you're
making your
cooking it
bacon?
wrong.
bed.
You're cooking it wrong.
Oh. Just saying, it's overrated.
You got crisp it up, get the right stuff. No, it's great.
Yeah, it's got to be
ask you a
well
question.
done.
Novak.
I went to breakfast with Maven the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect example. We go to breakfast with Maven the other day. It's just the two of us, and I don't know, whatever I get, something plain, and she gets a chocolate chip pancake. It comes with bacon. She wants an extra side of bacon.
Of course she does.
Because that's what she does. This kid eats better than anyone I know.
Because bacon's good, yes.
And I'm like, it comes, and I'm like, you're not going to eat all that. Like, no one's eating a plate like that full of bacon.
Who isn't? You're the only one that's not.
Disgusting. It's not. I like bacon. I'm just saying, 2 strips in, put it to bed.
No.
All right, Novak, how do you cook your bacon? Are you a pan fryer or an oven cooker?
Pan.
Oh, all right. I do oven.
Okay.
Bacon.
I do oven as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the pan. Get it out, throw it on the paper towel, and let it sit.
Now, do you have natural gas up there on the island, or do you have electric?
Not in our kitchen. We got electric.
Yeah.
All right. So have you, what are your feelings on microwave cooking bacon?
I mean, it can be done. It seems kind of like a
I've
waste.
never had it.
Like it's
Yeah.
not
You haven't?
good.
I've never
had
done it. No.
It's fine.
I've had it. It just doesn't come out. I
Not
mean, it
as
I
comes
don't
out
good.
trust you,
consistent.
Scoop, because you think bacon sucks. I don't trust you.
I didn't
It
say
probably
that.
tastes
I didn't
like
say that.
ass.
I said it's overrated. I didn't say that it sucked.
If you
It's
put
a
bacon
very
in the
good
microwave,
complimentary food.
if you put bacon in the microwave, you're trying to get it as close to McDonald's bacon as possible. I mean, it does not come out good. It comes out like half of it comes out like dry. Not really sure how that.
True,
happens.
that's true.
And
It's
then
like
the rest
half
is like
cooked.
floppy. It's not good. Like you're just kind of wasting your bacon. Like you might be getting it a little faster, but it's
It's not evenly cooked, though. You're right.
no, it's not good. It's not the play for sure.
Should we do 5 questions and get the hell out of here?
I'd like that.
Five questions.
All right, number 1.
Oh, come on. Really? What are you doing?
All right. Have you ever caught your partner masturbating? And if so, what was your reaction?
I haven't.
Really?
Caught her?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I haven't
No,
caught
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
My reaction? Hey, this is fucking great. Let's go.
Let me give you a hand.
I'm not upset about it.
No.
How can you be mad about that?
You can't be.
But no, I haven't.
No.
Nope.
Novak, you? No.
Nope.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't either. So, which is disappointing.
Yeah,
Give
great
me
question.
shit for my answer.
I thought someone would have said yes. All right. What is something you can't find on the internet?
Man,
Something you can't find on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
what do we call it? Vitamin D. Is that what you get from being out in the sun?
That's good. That's good.
That's a good answer.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, man. I've got this program called F.Lux. Do you have that?
No.
So it's like you install it and you can control the blue light on your computer.
Okay.
So like mine's like not blue. It's like, yellowish, like, your nighttime on your phone. There's nothing to do with the question. But you can get vitamin D from that. That's part of what they promote.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice.
Totally full of shit.
All right.
Something you can't find on the internet. I was going to say like, I don't know, civility.
Good one.
There you go. Class.
Class.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Yeah. I was gonna say the truth.
All right.
Something that right. I mean, you used to be able to find everything on the internet. Used to
An
be
accurate
true.
Anthony
Right.
Richardson pass.
That's right. There's a good one. You can't find that on the internet.
Number 3. This is a good one. What type of tattoo could someone have that would make you immediately respect them?
Hashtag OBB.
Okay.
Right on the forehead.
Right on the forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no other tattoo. Just that. That's not a real answer.
I don't know.
I'm saying if I see that you got a tattoo of one of my teams on you, I got instant respect for you. So you got a Canes tattoo on you, or Seahawks tattoo on you. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. I'll have a beer with you.
I think that's fair enough.
I'll give you instant benefit of the doubt. Instant benefit of the doubt if I see that tattoo. Now, I might learn in 30 seconds that you're a total dipshit, and I'll walk away, but I'm giving you benefit of the doubt.
I'll talk to you. Yeah. I'll probably talk to you first before.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, and of all my teams, probably if you've got Carolina Panthers, like that's pretty big dedication. Like there's a lot of Miami fans out there. You could have been a bandwagon Miami fan. But like if you're going that far,
like you're a Jake Delhomme fan, bro. You're a Jake Delhomme guy.
Yeah.
Like, holy Jesus. Yeah.
So.
No, hold on a second. No,
now, what if they have like a Ray Caruth tattoo on there, Novak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be right next to the bullet holes. Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Right next to the exit wounds. I find it. See, here's the thing, though. You say that you would have a respect for a person with a Carolina Panthers tattoo. That makes me really weary of. Like, if you have a Carolina Panther tattoo.
Yeah, but if you're a Panther fan and you see that, you're like in love with that person.
But you've got to question that person's sanity a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Well.
Like, you don't, like a normal
well, dude.
fan.
Yeah, but you can still respect somebody without them being, like, completely all there.
Yeah, most fans don't have tattoos of their teams on them. So you're already an outlier if you do. So you're a little bit, non-normal.
It's true.
Maybe a team tat isn't the way to go. Maybe.
See, my point's getting across.
Yeah. I don't know, like, what, like I don't really know what tattoo is just gonna really speak to me and be. I don't know. Most people get tattoos for themselves, though, not other people, right? Maybe
I think the only tattoo that, like, if you take Novak's, generally, if that speaks to you, tramp stamp.
That speaks to you?
Sure.
Yeah, it just calls your name.
Just, yeah.
Toast is my daddy. That's. I mean, what if somebody had? All right, so hold on. So what if somebody had? Trying to think. The entrance to Augusta.
I was going to say more like, what if it's, I don't know, whoever, but maybe like a breast cancer survivor that had like the pink ribbon tattoo or something like that. Something like that.
There you go.
I think there could be some respect on that end.
Yeah, like a, probably not anymore. We've probably passed that day. But, when you were like a kid, I met someone that had a concentration camp number on their wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So there's some good ones. Yeah, I was gonna say
we could sit here all day.
What about the girl that has the angel wings on her back?
Above the tramp stamp.
Yes, of course. Yes. All right. Next question.
You know what's happened to her?
Yeah. Well, her daddy failed her.
Well, I was gonna say she got caught masturbating.
Okay.
I mean, just putting it out there.
What would be the scariest, most disturbing movie to watch while under the influence of psychedelic substances?
Avatar.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland. I was going to say that was my second one.
What about The Exorcist?
Maybe that.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Well, you should go watch it, tripping your balls off.
Is this firsthand experience?
No, but I wouldn't think I want to watch a horror movie in that state.
I don't like watching them anyway.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It's a good one too.
That'd be fun.
Which version?
Well, which one? The original or
The
the
original,
Johnny Depp?
original.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about this, though. We just named 2 movies where Johnny Depp recreated them.
Yeah.
It's true.
What
It's
about
true.
Edward Scissorhands tripping?
Good one, good one too.
Never saw it.
He's so really.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm pretty bad. My cat gets on me all the time because I haven't seen movies. It's bad.
What do you guys talk about? What do you guys do for small talk on the course during?
We talk a lot of
is there
football.
Small talk?
We talk a lot of
football.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big football guy. He's a Cleveland guy, so Browns fan. But yeah,
Ohio State fan.
So he's just pissed off all the time.
It's weird. Like up there, they don't really do college football that much. If he had affiliation, it probably would be towards Ohio State, but I've talked him out of that, so we're not doing it.
Well, they're right there. You go. I mean, there are 2. Look, I mean, Cleveland's at the very north end of the state, and and Columbus is the very south end of the state. So, I mean, who else is there really? You got Akron, Cincinnati, Toledo.
He's from Erie originally, so it's like, I mean, there's
So it's
nothing
all the
really
way
up
up north.
there. Like it's just
No,
college
you'd
football
be a
isn't that
Michigan
big,
fan.
but
All
you
right.
better know Ohio State.
Yes, you talk football more than anything else. That's 5 questions.
No, I got one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we probably talk football more than, I mean, we talk golf and stuff and what we're doing it, but yeah, I would say football among other topics is probably the most common.
You ever talk out there and you're just like, you're playing with some other guys and you're like, man, I'm just so much better than these dudes. Jeff's like, yeah, man. Yeah. And you're just I'll just make myself laugh.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
All right. Oh,
It's late, bro. It's almost 11 o'clock.
I know. It's fucking 10:40. Jesus Christ. Just ask the last question. Get the fuck out of here. Number 5. Sex with or without music?
With.
I'm going to disagree.
Yeah, I'm
Without.
going
It
without.
says without.
I'm going without.
I like it with, yeah.
With that,
What soundtrack you putting on there, Scoop?
I don't have a soundtrack. I just,
Probably his own.
Right, that's it.
Little release. He's putting on
That's what we
release.
do. That's what we do.
Should put on throw beer.
Hold on, baby. I want to listen to myself.
get the glory days going.
All right,
Yeah.
last bonus
feel
question
young
just
again.
for Novak. What's the best golf movie?
Oh, man. Somebody was asking this the other week. I go with Caddyshack. That's my answer.
Okay.
But I mean, Happy Gilmore's so good. There's multiple really good movies, but yeah, I always stick with that Caddyshack. It's
All right.
my favorite.
I mean, Tin Cup's great too.
Tin Cup is
Oh,
good.
yeah. Bagger Vance is great.
I've played that 18th hole from Tin Cup. I've played that course.
Where is it?
It's in Houston. Well, just outside of Houston. They had the Houston Open Monday qualifier this past fall. The 13th hole on that course was the hole they filmed that. It's like a 460-yard par 4.
Nice.
How many balls you put in the water there?
None. I mean,
There you
it's actually a pretty tough hole, but it's not like in the mood. Like it does not fall off. Like that 3-wood spinning back is completely ridiculous.
It's so
Not
good
doing
though.
that.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
It's like you're gutted watching that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and
I
then
mean,
poor
as a-
Cheech Marin sitting there just like, keep hitting him balls.
It's so good though. But you really are.
brutal.
You feel like disgusting
Yeah.
watching that scene.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
He is good.
Yep.
He is good. The what else I was gonna say? I had something else.
I don't know.
I forget.
All right,
I don't know.
let's end this bitch.
Let's call for
It's
later.
over. It's over. It's over. We know what we're naming it, right?
Poo Lady.
The Poo Lady.
The Poo Lady. All right, the Poo Lady. Beautiful. Novak, listen, man, thank you very much for giving us some time. We really appreciate it. And looking forward to watching you back out on the course, making a run and making the FedEx.
Next week, right?
Appreciate
What's
it.
next
Yeah,
week?
Byron Nelson next week, just
Okay.
outside of Dallas in McKinney, Texas. So
All right. What do you need to be?
When's US Open qualifier?
Yeah.
U.S. Open qualifier. So I've got that then the next week is PGA Championship, which I think at this point I pretty much would need a win to get into. So that would be off week unless I win. And then the next week, the Monday, I'm playing the U.S. Open qualifier in Dallas again. And then that week is Colonial Week, which is in Fort Worth, which is right there. So I'll drive over to that. And
it's easy.
Nice. Sweet. All right. Well, listen, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And we'll have to get you on closer to the season once we have the final roster and see if you've, we'll get a final pick from you on how you think the season's going to go.
There we go. 15-0, baby.
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to get on with Rose on here.
Yep. All right. So we are not going to be on next week, so we're going to take a week off, and we'll see you guys back here the week after that. And, until then, go Canes!
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Bowl Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.